This is a slightly unusual setup for me for a few reasons. First of all, I'm not in my usual habitat. I have my phone as my webcam. Today is the first time I'm using the new software that chess.com released. It's the Proctor software. I'm not sure if I was randomly selected or non-randomly selected, but I'm pretty sure it was non-random because last week was my best title Tuesday ever. Got 8.5 out of 11. So moving forward, I'm using the software that basically screen records. I have a 2-camera setup. I think there's audio recording and some other features as well. But things shouldn't look too much different from the viewer's end. It was pretty straightforward to set up. I could maybe share a behind the scenes view. This is what my screen looks like right now. So this is where I'll play. It's kind of like a browser. It is a browser basically, but they call it Proctor. And I don't think I'll be able to open like additional websites. I can only use chess.com in this as far as I understand. And I can still read chat here. I have my emote only button down here. During games, chat does have to be in emote only mode. This is my full display scene. This is my main scene. Is the software scanning your PC or anything invasive? They said it's the same software that's used for like students taking tests remotely, or at least similar. I think it also monitors like what programs are running on my computer. Like when I first installed it, I had to give like all permissions. Mac OS is very sensitive in terms of what permissions you give software. I basically had to allow everything. So I was selected as part of the early contingent to use the software. I think eventually all players will be required. I'm not sure how many players actually have to use it now. I assume there's more than just me. I don't know if it's still considered to be in beta, but it seems to be working fine. No glaring bugs. Hasn't slowed anything down. I was a little bit nervous, like using this while streaming, because I basically have my built-in webcam, my phone webcam, and my other phone as a like behind the setup camera. So I have 3 cameras open, along with OBS and Proctor recording my screen. But I have a decent Mac. It's capable of handling the workload. So hopefully I can focus on the chess. Games start in about less than a minute and a half. We got Hikaru, Magnus, Hans, the big 3. Danlas, Ferrugia, more like the big few dozen. A lot of strong players on top. Mac, LOL. I know maybe it's still a little bit weird to be streaming from a Mac. I think it used to be more weird. The Mac has been my main streaming computer, at least for my travel setup for basically since when I started streaming. And there was a time where OBS did not work well on the Mac, but it's improved over the years. Oh, is John Bartholomew also required to be using Proctor now? Yeah, I think it's gonna just become more of a main, like just a required thing. Okay, emote only mode. So first game. Oops. Giving my opponent slight timeouts. London opening. We have a main line with bishop b5. Bishop b7 is one of the main moves. I think knight h5 is probably coming. And bishop b7 is one of these like high level, deep ideas. It avoids the lines with like takes and takes. And usually the idea is to get the bishop pair. But my opponent is hesitating. Thank you, BBR Power. Happy 10. I remember preparing this line for Svidler. This is really the only thing I remember is to take the pawn after knight h5. I never actually played this against Fiddler, because Fiddler didn't go into this against me. g6. I play b4. Hold on to the pawn. I think black was probably supposed to take. If a5, I have queen b3. Okay, here I have rook c1. Looks decent. Black has a bishop pair. Should probably play e4 here. d4, queen b3, bishop e6, c4. Have to be careful. Oh, if takes, there's knight takes b4, so I might have to play rook takes c3. Now take and rook goes back. Bishop g5, I have f4. There is a potential octopus knight. I have b5 here. b5, a4, queen b4. I think I'll play b5. Not opening the a file. Bishop c4. It looks pleasant. Still up a pawn. Queen a5 might be coming. I could take and castle. Some f4. f4, e5, knight e4 would be nice. Yeah, rook c2. Bishop e7 runs into queen d4. Oh, there's a big trade. I lose d2 in the end, though. Not so clear. I have c6. I have queen c8, queen b7 in the end, and then king h2. Yeah, that should be winning. Hmm. b7, and this is a threat. Okay, pawn takes b4 pre-move did not come. Okay, well, I won my first game. Good start. I think it was a decently controlled game. I did get kind of low on time though. Yeah, overall, I think it was pretty clean. Yeah, we can see here, bishop e7 is one of the top engine moves. It's the type of move that a player will play if they've studied the line before. But yeah, bishop takes e5 should probably be played here. I was going to play bishop h4, I think. Maybe there's some other moves as well. Yeah, after g6, it gave me time to defend the pawn. And then white's up a pawn. Black really didn't get much compensation. Maybe until later. Yeah, this is all fine. Did I ever let the edge slip? I did. So I allowed this, thinking that after takes... Oh, there's queen b6. Okay, that's kind of hard to find. I don't have knight b3 or knight e4. I could have been in trouble, actually. Engine says equal, but black's winning the exchange. So king h2, rook c5? And then only move e5 to leveraging the pin, preparing this. Yeah, it could have gotten really messy. Because I had initially calculated takes, 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 takes. And then I have queen c8, king moves, takes with check. My king is safe. Pawn will promote. I just didn't see queen b6 in this position. Question, is there a Greek gift if they take the bishop? Oh, going back. Yeah, there are sometimes potential sacks on h7. I don't think this would be one case. Like if they take the bishop here, oops, like in this position, I assume is a question. It probably doesn't work because after takes, 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 g5 is covered, so I don't have knight g5. Okay, king g8. Yeah, knight g5 just takes. It looks almost cool, but there's bishop h6 or f6. But there are times in the London where when the h-file opens and there's potential sacks or tactics against h7. Okay, let's just go through... Oh, never mind. Okay. Emote only mode. Round 2. Play bishop g4. That's what Levy played in his last game in this recent tournament. I don't really know the theory here. Just improvise. Knight e4? a5? I really don't know what I'm doing. Gave away the bishop pair. The knight's pinned to f2. It's harder to play knight e5. h3, I'd probably just move back. a4. a4 looks kind of cool. Idea would be b4, knight b6, c5, knight c4. Potential outpost. I'm not sure how powerful knight's going to be here. But we'll find out. Like bishop a1. What's my follow-up? Almost have knight d2. Oh, I blundered. Blundered a very simple tactic. Well, there goes probably both my horses. I take first. That's still kind of a fight. Not looking good, though. I want to put the bishop probably just on e4. White's going to play e4, though. Yeah, this is not going well. Have to watch out for d5 ideas. Isn't playable right away. Bishop d5. Knight d7 is a threat. Yeah, this is really bad. e4, bishop b3. I am threatening this now. Opponent doesn't allow it. I probably just have to take and then cry. Queen g5. Bishop c1. Knight d2 is coming. e5, take. Maybe it's something. My pawns should be on dark squares. My light squared bishop. Threatening either this or this. And black has bishop, knight, and pawn for a rook. White has bishop, pawn, knight for a rook. A dream would be to target a3 or the second rank. Play this. King g1 is the issue. Bishop b5. This is really bad. Never know. You never know. I'm getting mated. Okay. What to do? That fell apart somewhat quickly there. Yeah, all stemmed from this very bad knight maneuver. Simple tactics. My pawn was overworked. It was supporting too many horses. If I have like one more move to get in b5 and white doesn't en passant, maybe it's okay. But this was clearly not okay. Oh, bishop f5. I didn't consider. I mean, black's losing. I guess I win a pawn in this line, but I'm down a piece. So a4 was still fine. But I should have done something different. Engine likes h5. Yeah, I kind of have to be more patient, I guess. 15 c5. c5 didn't come to mind. It's interesting, though. The d-pawn is pinned to the bishop. But from a positional standpoint, usually the side with the bishop pair likes some more open positions. So it doesn't feel super stable for black. Because white's already pretty well placed with the pieces. Maybe if my rooks were here, then c5 could have more merit. The top engine moves are queen b1 or bishop a1. Which actually, like, both kind of make sense just to defend the bishop. And then threaten to take. Yeah, what to do? Tough game. I'm 1 out of 2. 9 more games to go. Here we go. Okay, let's stick with the London. Yeah, this is a very positional line. You too, Mulvi. Happy 2 months. Not entirely sure what I want to do here. Trade the bishops. Guess knight a5 might be coming. Knight a5, queen e2. Doing well on time. There is a potential maneuver. Can't really do it right away. queen g4. Hmm. I'm defending the b pawn. I want to play this and this. And maybe later attack. A knight h5 combined with queen g4 could be nice. Not too afraid of a4. If a4, I'd probably just play a3 and knight d3. I do weaken these squares, but b2 will be very well defended. Yeah, it's slightly backwards, but it's very easy to defend. And meanwhile, the focus will probably shift to the king side. How to do this? Can't really avoid the trade. It's taken rook b1. g6 might be coming. I really messed up. What to do? What to do? Such a good position. I just crumbled in the end. Yeah, this was unfortunate. I probably should have just taken the draw here. I have this move too, but this is also probably just losing. My pawns aren't going anywhere. Yeah, not my best game. It felt pretty clean though, like through when I got a winning position. Oh wow. So this position black had knight a3. (47, 96). Let's see. Yeah, everything's winning at this point. Knight d6 does appear to trap the rook. I have to manage time better. Got too low there. Stafford Gambit time. Full tilt. Mostafa Gambit. Yeah, I don't want to go into this sharp line. There's a line bishop c4, bishop, or bishop c5, bishop c4. Going for something a bit more conventional. I don't really know the theory here. I'm pretty sure I've had this line before. Maybe. Yeah, the thing was, like, I was doing very well on time that game too. I just got too comfortable, I think. I have to stay focused. Takes f5. I'm gonna play f5. Objectively, it's probably not that great, but it looks interesting. If takes, position opens a bit. And white might just go for this, like rook d1, c4. My queen needs to move. Actually, have to be very careful of like queen c4 check ideas. We trade. Could take. f3 is coming. Hmm. Yeah, bishop b2 is very strong. Take, bishop b4. What to do? I'm not seeing what to do. My bishop might get trapped. Bishop d2. Maybe I play a6. Not sure if that helps me, though. Okay, my idea is to meet f3 with g5. Wait, f3, g5, bishop c1, bishop d2, rook d2. Ah, but then I have bishop b1. That's weird. Bishop e3. Then I have this move at the very least. I think I'm okay, because f4 is coming or this is coming. The bishop can't actually move to discover attack. Bishop a3 is a threat. I'm still worse. I don't really see a plan for me. Yeah, there's nothing here, I don't think. c5. And break with c5? Chess is a draw. I was probably in trouble at some point. Wow, it was equal for a while. I was worse, though. Like, at some point, white maybe could have been in time to get the rook to a5. Wow, so this is just losing, but why? Engine legs b4. b3 is also winning. Oh, bishop a3 right away. We both missed. It's funny, like after bishop e5, I saw this threat. But we both missed it like earlier. Was I just losing like here? Yeah, this was very unpleasant. f5 was probably just a bad move. Oh, f5 is a top engine move. Engine legs knight d8 here, which actually makes a lot of sense. The knight's not doing anything on c6. Rook d8 was fine. Taking the queen was not fine. Because taking the queen allowed white to take back with bishop, leaving my bishop as a dumb piece. So I'm 1.5 out of 3? Or out of 4? Out of 4. Ugh. Right? There's a break. Oh, there's one game going, though. Okay. Oh, no. Okay, we could... we could be here for a while. White has a lot of pawns, too. This could be like a 600 move game. Or more, right? If every pawn move is 50 moves, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6, that's 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34. 34 times 50 is... what's 34 times 50? 1700? Could this game really go 1700 moves? I can't do math. 34 times 50. Because 34 times 5 is 170. No, this could be a very long game. Looks like white might be going for mate, though. Okay. But basically, every time a pawn moves, it resets the 50 move counter. So if you play a pawn move every 49 moves... Yeah, it could have gone... this could have maybe gone close to 2,000 moves. So 4 minutes, 20 seconds until next game. Yeah, we do have the ACO command. ACO stands for Amateur Chess Organization. I will be attending the World Amateur Chess Championships in Greece in May. It's a Greek island of Kos. More information in the link. If you're rated below 2400 FIDE, then it's a tournament that you can potentially play in. Oh, there's at least one person watching below 2400. Yeah, so the World Amateur Championships, it has 7 different rating sections, including one section for complete noobs. Like if you've never played the tournament before and you don't even have a rating, there's a section for, I don't know if noob is an offensive term, but yeah, if you're new to tournament chess, or new to chess in general, it's a very welcoming tournament. Which section are you coaching? So I'm just a general coach. I'm going to be there doing game analysis. So basically, when players finish their games, they can come to my room and I'll go over them. I assume it's going to be like kind of a classroom setup with projector. So even if I'm not going over your game, you can still watch the analysis. Might end up doing some content from there too. I'll be giving a few lectures. We'll see if they can be recorded for YouTube. I'll also be giving at least one simul and playing in the side events. There's a few Blitz tournaments on the side. Is there a ping pong section? I hope so. It's at a 5-star like resort hotel, so there better be a ping pong table. I think there's tennis from what I've heard, and maybe paddle too, which it's like a tennis-like sport, which I've played a few times before. Yeah, it's kind of tempting like to play in the event. I did agree to be a coach there, but maybe I should consider playing for future editions. Because I'm still below 2,400 FIDE. Try and become world amateur champion. What's your paddle elo? I'm unrated. I'd probably be above like 100. Okay, here we go. I've been getting decent positions with the London. Did have that one game where the decent position was not good enough. This is a fun line. Queen g4. Target g7. Okay, so takes, queen takes. I'm gonna go for e4. There's king b1. e4, b4, knight a4, queen a5. I'm hesitating a little bit too much. Wow. Yeah, knight's pinned. b4 doesn't come. I could take with bishop too. Both moves look attractive. I'm attacking this and this. Takes, I think I just take this rook. And a3 is a threat. I think it's okay. If I didn't have bishop e5, then I'd probably be getting mated. Okay. I gained 1 rating point from that. I burned a lot of time. I feel like I've been doubting my confidence today. Engine likes e4 here. e4 takes. e5. Ah, because takes I take and attack the rook. And if takes, I can just take back. After bishop c6, was knight d5 any good? Let's see. Knight d5. Black's position is like very unstable. I think knight d5 at the very least white wins a pawn after takes. My queen's defended, so like say takes, and then I pick up the pawn in the end. Yeah, at the end it's winning for white, so rook b3 was not even a trick, it's just playing one more move and then resigning. Also, black would have been okay if knight b8 was played. Very engine-like move. But yeah, it's hard to play accurately as black. And then, yeah, it looks like I found the only way to actually win, like queen d8. Looks scary, but yeah, bishop e5 saves me. A Blunder Ghost says, I saw you on Chess Vibe stream yesterday. Yeah, I did pop in the chat. I started watching his stream, Chess Vibes streams on YouTube. And within like a minute of me watching, he mentions my name. Because his opponent used some stalemate trick. And then he said, oh, where is Eric Rosen right now? I was just in chat. So it was good timing. I think it was the YouTube algorithm knows what to recommend me. So I'm 2.5 out of 5. 50%. Try and get some momentum here. Do you have a better time playing OTB or online chess? I think it depends. Both are enjoyable, but they're very different. Online chess is a bit more accessible. But there is something special about over-the-board chess. You can actually see your opponent make physical moves. In Greece, will you change your name to Eric Kosin? Haven't considered it, but yeah, probably not. Hopefully I can enter the country okay with my current name. I did not watch the tennis today. I don't really use these streaming services, so I haven't followed tennis in a while. I haven't played tennis in a while either. Weather's been really cold in the Midwest. You can wear jeans playing online. I am actually wearing jeans right now, following the whatever dress code there is for Title Tuesday. Okay, moving on. Have a queen's pawn. Catalan. This is a Ray Robson variation. E5 is very typical. E4. Not the most typical. Looking at takes and then this. I have pawn E5. I think I'm just going to play safe. Don't want to burn too much time going into messiness. I like my bishops. F2's a very potential target. Wow. So G5, bishop E5. So I'm threatening pawn E5, I think. Might see G4. And I take. There's a line like G4, never mind. So I could take queen B7. Oh, there is an in-between move, takes, but then I have E5. I think it's fine. I don't think white can take on G6. Mm. Kind of forgot about this move. I mean, the hope was that like bishop D4 is played, I take, and then invade the light squares. Maybe rook C4. Bishop D6, rook C4. And rook C8 coming. I forgot about this too. Their tactics. E5, F6. I think it's okay. So if I take... Let's try it. A lot of tension. It looks like I can get a good endgame. Anything better? Take an A3. On B4. I assume this should be winning. Yeah, this should be winning. Okay. Took a while. Got the job done. I think it was a decently controlled game. And White was very close to equalizing at some point. Just go through. Engine likes bishop takes f3, which seems very unnatural to give away such a good bishop, but the point is knight e5. Running this and this. Engine likes e5 here, which I did consider. Bishop d2, e4. I guess black's just gaining space. Okay. I didn't go for e5. Wait, how does this work? Takes? I missed bishop takes f3, actually. Does bishop f3, e5? That's actually kind of simple. What if knight takes? Take on c1 and same thing. Wait, so how does... Engine says e5 as well. Oh, because g5 comes. Okay. Yeah, maybe I could have won more convincingly. But it all worked out. Yeah, difficult position for white to hold on. And if white just waits, I would have had to start pushing. It's probably winnable, but yeah, maybe not the best technique. I'm 3.5 out of 6. Next game. Here we go. Playing Artem Koval. Smith-Morra. I'm just going to decline it. I usually don't do this, but just want a simple game. I haven't looked at my Morra prep in a while either. Sure what to do here. Here's this idea. Hmm. Not thrilled with this. Open the bishop. Just got mated. What to do? Not a good finish. I completely missed the threat of taking on g6. I thought I was doing fine after e5, which I am. Probably had to be a bit safer, but all of this was fine. Unfortunately, the most natural move knight takes pawn is already running into some trouble. Yeah, and then that's just over after allowing this. Any new opening? Yeah, maybe I should play some new openings. This game featured an opening I don't usually play on d3. I usually like to accept, which in hindsight maybe I should have. We actually got like a position which I've been playing recently, like this Accelerated Dragon, first Marazzi bind. At some point I just didn't know what to do. Engine likes queen a5 immediately. Yeah, some lines can get very concrete. I regretted taking, like, right after I did this. It's not actually that bad. I was considering knight b4, but I didn't like bishop d2. But in this position... I didn't like this in the other line. But in this position, I just trapped the queen. Another line, there would be queen d1. Like, I think it was here. Knight b4, bishop d2. Yeah, this would not be good for black. Yeah, I was in trouble around here. e5. Maybe could have saved me. What to do? So one more game until another break. There's a question, why take on e5? Who know what that refers to, though? Why en passant? Yeah, en passant or queen d8. The thing is, the nice thing about e5 is white only gets one chance to en passant. So if they don't do it right away, like if queen takes, en passant is no longer legal. And then black just gets a nice structure. Still playable. But, yeah, taking turned out to be still a fine decision. And then rook e7. Oh, why take on d5? Yeah, I wanted to move my knight. I actually wanted to go for this maneuver. I can't do it right away because knight takes e7. So yeah, it's very committal. Like, we transform the structure. I thought my knight gets back into play. Of course, white has probably a good position after this. Better would have been knight b4. Okay, moving on. So 50%, 4 more rounds to go. London versus French. That's a fun line. Provoke either this. And most people play knight c6. Pretty sure e4 right away is fine. Black wants to play e5. Bishop b5 looks enticing. Maybe I can take in d5. Feeling good. Have more space, more development. Position does close down. As this knight can be improved. The question, does it want to go to the king side or queen side? Always play king b1. Black wants black wants to play f5 eventually. f4 would be interesting. Probably not necessary. Yeah, I can't really stop bishop h6. And play h4, bishop g5. Might be a bit slow though. take. Taking is interesting. Go for this. Oops. Just blundered b3. Getting really messy. On time. That was a mess. That was a big mess. I blundered b3. I want to look at the opening real quick. Also, I think we're on a break, so I have time to analyze. I just want to see if I had anything better from this opening. Engine links d5 immediately. Yeah, bishop e5 was more of a preparatory move. Yeah, this makes some sense too. What was my peak heart rate that game? In the 130s? Okay, let's see. So White was doing fine. Only slightly better though. Yeah, I probably misplayed it around here. Knight takes c7. How does this work? Wow, rook h7? White's down a piece. Oh, but traps a rook in the end. Wow. Yeah, that's hard to see. It's a cool tactic. Deflecting the queen away from f6 so we can trap the rook in the end. And a4 was just a really bad move. But I kept fighting. Eventually, my opponent blundered something. I blundered h-pawn too. I was very generous with giving pawns. But my opponent did return the favor eventually. I was winning here. Oh, queen b8 traps a rook, which I missed. These sneaky rook traps. Yeah, I took on e5. I thought that was so clever, but I could have won a rook instead. Oh, maybe I see Tilemaker saying in chat, did you ever have queen b8? I did. I just missed it. I have it later too. My queen infiltrated again. But maybe it was difficult. Oh, here, yeah, queen b8. It forced probably the c-pawn to move. Yeah, I'm using the new Proctor software that chess.com released. I'm one of the early contingent of players that are required to use the software for Title Tuesdays going forward. It hasn't been too bad. There might be a chess.com proctor like listening to everything I say, but I'm used to people listening to what I'm saying because it's the nature of streaming. I could show behind the scenes if people want to see. So this is what it looks like. It looks like a normal browser. There's just kind of a white outline. I also connected my camera, so my face is being recorded. I still have chat open somewhere, I think. Where's chat? Here's chat. So during games, I click this button. And this is emote only mode. How much system resources does Proctor software use? I'm not sure. I don't know how to actually check that. And apparently it is screen recording and audio recording and video recording. And that's on top of what I'm using for streaming. But nothing is broke yet, so it seems pretty stable. Okay, let me switch back to my main scene. Oh, activity monitor. Oh yeah, that's like the Control-Alt-Delete on Mac, or the task manager on Mac. I'm checking my activity monitor. So Proctor is using 1.8% of my CPU and 49 threads. And there's been 180 idle wake-ups. I don't know what that means. 0% of the GPU. Yeah, it seems pretty lightweight. Oh, but then, wait, there's a bunch of Proctor processes. The Proctor helper is using 5% of my CPU. And then there's a Proctor helper GPU, which is using 16% of my CPU. And then 6.2% of my GPU. I guess I could show this. People can tell me how good it is or how bad it is. I don't know what it means. Oh, this is my monitor thing. So this... It looks like there's a few in total. So in total, it's using, what, about... Wait, is this separate from... Or this is a total, 34.8%? I should get ready for the next game. Oh, okay, next game. Here we go. Okay. 4.5 out of 8. 3 more games to go. Queen's Gambit. Can we get a Cambridge Springs? We do. Really? Sacking a pawn. I mean, white has compensation here. So I have the bad bishop. But long term, I'm up a pawn. I take another pawn. Looks risky. There. I mean, I feel like I'm taking candy from a stranger. Let's do it. Don't try this at home, children. Or outside of home. Okay, I should probably play knight e4. Block the bishop. This bishop is just watching from the sidelines. I have queen d2 maybe. Queen d2 doesn't work because queen takes d2. I have g6. Even f5. f5. I have to be really, really careful. I'm thinking g6. I want to set up this queen d2 move. Oh, I had this move. But then this. I should have considered it, though. That may have been good. Still shaky. What to do? Knight sack is on tap. I have so few resources. And just queen e7 and pray. F6, take. F6 traps a knight. Maybe a concern about takes rook h6. But then rook g7. Actually looks okay. I have g5. Play rook g7. That I forgot about. I have this move. I have this king f8. I think I'm in trouble. I feel like I'm gonna have to sack my queen at some point. Oh, wait, white doesn't have rook f3 though. Oh, it's still scary. Might just be a draw. If I take... Yeah, it might just be a draw. Okay. Check the evaluation. The final position's a draw. Was I better? Oh, I was losing. Okay. I guess I'm happy with a draw, right? I don't know. Yeah, super risky line. I don't think I've seen this idea before. Sack the pawn on c3. Maybe I shouldn't take it. Ah, the engine says to take on c4 first. That's still some compensation for white. Queen a2 is probably a little bit too greedy. Engine like c5, which I should have considered. I'll have to look at this in more depth. I'm not sure if this was like preparation for my opponent or maybe my opponent was just winging it. I guess there is benefit to taking here first, because then it's easier to like activate the bishop via c5. Okay. So I'm at 5 points. 2 more rounds to go. Not getting my best score ever, unfortunately. Watching Hans Niemann now, who's actually doing quite well. If he wins this game, is he going to be in clear first? Yeah, if he wins this game, he'll be at least tied for clear first. Or at least tied for first, maybe clear first. Up a pawn. 32-65 blitz rating. Don't get mated. You just blunder a pawn? Ooh, scary mating that. There's knight f5 if this might move though. Or e5, knight f5. Yeah, this should probably be a draw now. Yeah, I'm not sure how many other players are using this Proctor software. Wait, he's still pushing for a win. Maybe? Well, the king would be outside the box. Is white winning? King's going this way now. White king goes up. Oh, it's kind of close. I think it's winning. The king can't take the pawn. Build shelter? Then here? Ah, nice. Good technique. Hans in first place. Danya close behind. Oh, Hans and Nepo tied for first. Wow. Some excitement on top. Close my tabs here. Lucena position. Gotta build the bridge. Oh, the rook was a little bit too close. There we go. That's a cool position. 2 queens against 2 minor pieces. I assume the queens are more powerful. Okay, this is the final game of the round. Black is probably playing for a win. Or is white playing for a win? Wait, be careful. Oh, white won on time. Like almost summating that. H2 is coming. For a brief moment, I thought I was playing Nepo. His name flashed on top. I'm playing this person. Okay. Try and play fast and strong. I'm playing Lucena. We were just watching a Lucena rook ending position. This is maybe a distant relative of the real Lucena. Wow. So some Jobava London. I mean, I have knight b5 right away. Basically, Jobava London up a tempo. I'll just do the typical things. Queen b6 might come. Have to be careful here. Had to prevent knight e4. King b1. Threatening to take, and then take. Maybe. I might see king d7. Knight a4. Okay, let's try this. We're both trying to attack. So I want to play a3 and then axis b6. If b5, I play knight c5. Takes. Knight could maybe move. And it gets messy, like bishop d2, knight a2, king b1. Looks okay for white. If knight a7, maybe bishop d6. And this pawn is either weak or strong. I guess I do have a3 too. E8 is coming. Always play king b1. I do have the bishop pair. I still have the idea of like pushing too. If I get an h6, g6, then bishop g5, that could be nice. And now d5 is a target, and it's pinned to f7. Thank you, Gokai, first time prime. Yeah, so if king e8, I can't take when e1 is mating me. So maybe I start with this. I think black should just play king e8 quickly. Black might play king e8 slowly. King c7, wow. Bishop d2 almost traps the queen. There's b4. Or queen a4. Knight d4 might be coming too. And c3 might be a safe move. Blocking the queen, restricting the knight, probably threatening to take and take. Our line's still not clear though. Wow. It's a fork. I think I'm fine. Oh, maybe I'm not. Oops. Take. Really bad technique. Okay. Messy game. Got the job done, though. Let's watch Hans versus Nepo. Hans is about to queen, but so is Nepo. But Hans is quicker. But Nepo might be... Oh, queen g3, nice move. Hans takes down Nepo. Clear first. Nice calculation. Queen g3. Guaranteeing that the pawn will be queen with check. Very nice. 9.5 out of 10. I think I'm on 6. I'm on 6. One more game to go. Yeah, last week in the early Title Tuesday, I finished above Hans. I think Hans finished with 7. I had 8.5. This week is a little bit different. Yeah, I'll just check the game real quick. Probably not too much time. Okay, engine actually approves for the most part of what I did. Conversion was very sloppy, though. I should not allow this whole b4 and infiltration. Knight d4, it's still winning. I never actually lost the edge. Is a Proctor software randomly assigned, or is it required for all players? It's going to eventually be required for all players. I don't know if I was randomly chosen or non-randomly chosen. I have a feeling I was non-randomly chosen because of my score from last week, but it wasn't specified. But maybe I was chosen because I'm a streamer and I know how to set up the cameras. It really hasn't been too intrusive. Wait, what? That was really strange. It said I can't use analysis, but that was literally like the thing I had open. I have a single tab open. Okay, let's focus. Final game. Play this line. I had this line earlier. It's a fun one. Yeah, and am I randomly chosen or am I randomly rosen? I don't think anything in life is truly random. Yeah, most people have been playing knight c6. d5 is also playable though. It's tempting. Kind of tempting. Take knight b5, king e7, or king d7. Okay, go for this. And a6 is coming. Really just going for a small edge. We might see this move. I think the small edge lies within the fact that I have a slightly better bishop compared to black's, or space on the king side too. I could take a knight g3. If I take, wow, it's a bold move. h1 comes. It's not clear if the pawn is strong or weak. Probably more of a long-term weakness. Bring my king in. g5. g5, knight e8. Knight will come here. d5 is kind of a long-term liability for black. Knight might be coming to f5. I take. Taking king d3, I guess. I can't win the pawn because knight g3. Bishop c8 is coming. Yeah, it looks kind of icky. Pawn is more strong than it is weak. I have knight d5 to f4. h3. I'll start with check. What to do? Looks really risky. I want to take, though. Like, if rook here, I still take, I think. If h3, I move back, hitting the knight and hitting the pawn. h2, I can take because I cover h1. I just want to trade rooks now. This is one way to do it. Okay. Got to 7. Decent finish. Okay, we're watching Hans against Hikaru. This is probably what more people are watching. Wow. Wait. Hans is doing well. All he needs is a draw to clinch first, I think. Can have the eval bar. He's playing for a win. But is he winning? 2 outside passers. Eval bar says draw. Is Hikaru playing for a win? Hans dropped a pawn. White's better now. Isn't it enough, though? Can black just hold on? Uh-oh, black sends Zugzwang. Hans is gonna lose, I think. Hikaru's too strong. King here, you lose a pawn. Ah, Hans was like briefly winning for a moment there. Now the king is sneaking in. Rook is solid. Still going for some trickery, maybe. But it's too late. No stalemate tricks. Hikaru wins title Tuesday. All Hans needed was a draw, too. Right? I guess Hans would have tied for first with a draw. But he went for a win and lost. Still takes third. Way above me. I finished 138. 7 points. 7 is like a par score for me. Why not shuffle the bishop? He was trying to do that at the end, but then got zugzwanged. I think he was still playing for a win, too. Yeah, it looks promising when the pawns start rolling. Engine says black's completely winning. But h3 was better. Yeah, this is actually like a very basic, intuitive concept, is when when you're in the ending and you have a bishop, in this case a dark square bishop, and you have passed pawns, usually you want to push the pawns so that they're opposite color of the bishop. So h3, there might be some more concrete reasons, but this is a basic positional reason, is that when the pawns are on light squares and the bishop is better at supporting them going forward. When they're on dark squares, then it's easier for white to set up the blockade. Oh, the more concrete reason is, yeah, g3 drops a pawn too. Okay. But Hikaru missed it. And then eventually he found it. Oh yeah, around here. Well, how did the pawn get dropped? Oh, bishop e5. Hans was going for h3, but forgot the rook moved sideways. Okay. Well, that's a tournament. Thanks everyone for watching. Oh, hey, it's Ben and Karen. Hello, Ben and Karen. I assume Ben streamed Title Tuesday. Also, Ben was maybe watching the final moments of Hikaru and Hans. Yeah, I wonder if he played bishop e5 as like an intentional trick because Hikaru was shuffling. But he probably just blundered. Like, even when you're a grandmaster, you can forget that rooks move. They move right, but they also move left. Well, I'm probably going to wrap things up shortly. But hello to all the Ben and Karen fans. Ben has a new course on Chessable on Friday. What's the course on? Ben already has a like D4 for beginners course. Why a 10-second delay? Because there's all these requirements now for Title Tuesday. 10-second delay, emote-only mode during games, no headphones. I'm using the Proctor software, which worked like decently smoothly. Not too many bugs. For anyone just tuning in, I'll share behind the scenes. This is what I see, kind of. This is my OBS. This is a Proctor window, which is kind of just like a browser. This is chat. E4, C5. Typo, Sicilian, with E5. Wait, on move 5. So Kalashnikov? Trying to understand. E4, C5. E5 on move 2 is a Jalalabad. I don't think anyone has a course on. Is this move 5? No, this is move 4. So probably the Sveshnikov. What's a desktop pick? It's just default. I think it's just trees. Command HHH. Yeah, it's just trees. I don't know if do people see it? People can kind of see it. Anyway, let me switch back to the normal scene. And, oh, D6 and then E5. Wait a minute. So like this. Oh, it's what like, was it Hikaru against Fabi? The opening with no name? The open variation. This is, I think this is what Hikaru played against Fabi and the candidates. A tricky surprise weapon. Hikaru's covering FIDE drama now, Kappa. Dayak and Hare Krishna play it. And Hikaru against Fabi. I remember briefly looking into this. I forget when, though. I was taking some... I was attending like some chess lecture. I forget who it was by, though. I don't think it was Ben. But yeah, these tricky Sicilians, I think, are becoming more common. Like, there's all these deviations from the main lines, which I think used to be considered dubious, but now are becoming more playable. There's another one, Queen B6, I stumbled upon recently, which I didn't play today. Maybe I'll try it later in Title Tuesday if I get a chance. The idea is to disturb the knight, bishop e3 walks into queen b2. What are we talking about? We're talking about chess. Ben Feingold has a new course coming out on some tricky Sicilian. Never play f6. Trying to think, like, which openings feature f6 where it's like either the most theoretical move or the best move as early as possible. The only one I can think of on move 2 is this one. Like f6 is, I think, objectively one of the best moves. Right? Okay, c5 or f6. I usually like to play f6 and then knight h6. This might be the only one on move 2. There's some other lines where f6 is played a bit later. There's a London line that has become trendy recently. c5, take here, and then f6 is also very interesting. Yeah, some people are conditioned to never play f6. It's not necessarily a bad thing, but there's always exceptions. Anyway, I'm going to wrap things up. Thanks everyone for tuning in. I'm realizing I'm still on this Proctor software, so I'm not sure if like chess.com proctors are still watching and listening to me. I still have my camera behind me, which is out of frame on the stream. Should probably turn that off. Hopefully I set up everything correctly. I do plan to stream the later Title Tuesday, so stay tuned for that. And yeah, hopefully I can play better in the next Title Tuesday. And score better too. We shall see.